true.
You know I'm an alien. Some alien.
Oh damn.
Gonna.
He just starts to track like that.
Who's track?
Alien.
Who's Future? What? But you don't know the name of the track.
Huh?
Never gonna lose. Jeez. Yes sir. Yes sir. Hello. Welcome back.
Yeah, that's what he said. Yeah, we're
This
back.
guy.
We're back. My bad.
That's cool. Hello, we're back again with another episode of Melanin Flow. We are your hosts, Patrick, Dewan, Malcolm, and Toon, and we're back again to bless your ears with another episode.
For sure.
What are man's socials one time, real quick, starting with the.
My socials is Pierre Pounds, PIERREPOUND the Z. You can follow me on IG. And yeah, if you ever want a DJ, or if you ever want, somebody who wants to get your party lit. If you're trying to get your party lit, pretty much just holla at me. You know what I mean? I'm accepting all bookings, except for right now. COVID and things is going crazy. So, if you're not trying to get fined, then. But if you are trying to get fined, you could hold that fine. Holla at me and stuff.
I don't use social media, so I'm gonna pass it off to Malcolm.
You're MALC.Z, the socials. Go Chisco.
I bet. And how's your boy Toon from Do Takes? And don't forget to follow us at Dot Entertainment. Coming back. But coming off this new year, I just wanted to see how mans are doing. How's your New Year's? What man been saying?
Happy New Year to the Mandem. Happy New Year to the Mandem.
Happy New Year's.
Happy New Year, all y'all. Happy New Year, all y'all.
Happy New Year's. Merry Christmas.
New Year's was mad chill. You feel me? Church as always. That's pretty much what I usually do for New Year's. Just church with the fam. Into the new year. With the man upstairs. And just vibe out. New Year's happens to be one of my boys on B-Day. One of my boys from Scarborough back home. My day ones went to school and things together. So we usually just hit up his spot after church and just vibe out. Just bringing the new year with some positive vibes, some good people, some good food for sure.
Yes, sir.
And just relax and just think about the plans that need to be executed for the year. But yeah, with that being said though, that's pretty much how my new year went. So I'm gonna pass it to my homie to my right, Dewan.
My New Year was calm. Holidays were calm. I didn't do too much. I cooked and vibed out. New Year's, same thing. Just nothing. Still, just kicked up.
Feel that. I feel like majority of people didn't do too much like this New Year's, just because everything was locked off and everything.
Yeah, with the COVID restrictions and things.
Literally, right on time. I swear, literally last year too, the same thing happened. They locked everything off around these times. It was Boxing Day, I'm pretty sure, actually.
Yeah, I mean, if you really look at it, there's
from
a
Boxing
pattern,
Day?
right?
Yeah, I think it started Boxing Day.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
And now the whole next year again, it's lock off.
It's literally,
Same time.
it's literally we're 2 years into this thing, and
Yeah.
it doesn't really feel like progress. It feels like minimal progress has been made, but at the same time, it's why are we back in the same position or similar position you were, a year ago?
But yeah, I did nothing too. I didn't do nothing this New Year, to be honest. I just stayed home with fam, cuddled my dog and shit.
What about
Cuddled
you, Tim?
with my dog.
Me? I don't. Me. I don't really do much these holidays. I honestly just kicked up. I think the guys in our house slapped on the New Year's Eve, New York ball drop thing. Yeah, so we had that shit running, and then after that, we kind of I went to bed. I think I was supposed to go to a party, but then I called an Uber to go to the party. The Uber was $35, and I was like, I think that's a wrap for my night. So I shut that shit down and went to bed and woke up the next day feeling like a new man, feeling fresh. Bare energy.
I feel that, yo. That's a smart thing to do, you know what I mean?
The New Year.
Alright. This week we don't really have a super loaded docket, and it's going to be one of the shorter episodes, but it's still going to be some good stuff. Most recently, this weekend, the man like Antonio Brown decided that midway through the game that he decided he was done playing. He was done playing the game. He decided
Oh my god.
he needed to relocate from the premises, and he left the game. You know, took off his shit. Was told to go in the game. He said nah. Took off his shit. You know, waved to the fans, pointed, did some jumping jacks, and called it a day.
Yeah.
Now, I wanted to get your opinions on it, your thoughts and pieces, and wanted to see what you guys had to say.
I guess I'll go. So pretty much like how I seen the whole situation was like, yo, a lot of people are saying a lot of things in terms of like, he was injured and that's why he was acting this way, or there's something that we don't know exactly. Like I feel like we don't really know the whole, like every aspect of the situation.
For sure.
But the only thing that I could say is that like, and what I've seen is that there's a pattern with AB. You know what I mean? From like the Patriots, gone. Pat, Pittsburgh, Dunzo. You know
Raiders,
what I mean?
gone.
He pull up for a week or two. That's how he did with the Patriots. Scored a touchdown, got his bread, gone.
Cut.
And then next team, what was the next team after Patriots?
Raiders.
Pulled up there, did a little bit of damage for whatever games he played in, got his bread, gone.
So
You know, and miraculously got scooped up by Brady, because Brady's always trying to build his teams and get rings.
Of course.
So he's like, bro, I know he was probably in the coach's office, bro. Let's get AB, man. You know what I mean? And then boom.
But yo, even for you to end your NFL career like that, like not even on a home field either, though.
Yeah,
it's
even
Not a
literally,
mission back to town.
It's crazy because the thing about it is AB's never been worried about like that type of stuff. While he was going from team to team, like I mentioned previously, he mentioned that like since the first incidents of leaving Pittsburgh and how he left, like he clearly mentioned that like, yo, he doesn't need the NFL. He doesn't need the money that the NFL provides him.
Yeah.
You feel me? So he's already in that mindset of like, bro, like I don't need y'all. So like I'm gonna do whatever I want to do type of vibe.
Sure.
So if he's coming like that, I'm not surprised that he did something mid-game like that, because you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
he doesn't care anymore.
He already has the vibe that like, bro, like I don't care. Like
His
do what
bag
you
has to
want,
be
but, like,
stupidly secured, bro, because like
I mean, he's doing
has to
music.
yeah.
He's doing music.
Right, you said he dropped some music.
Yeah, he dropped the 1-2 tracks, and I'm not gonna lie, they're
Does he
some
have
of them
any
are
music
fire.
videos for them?
There's one of them that I really I rate heavy, but other than that, all the other ones I heard and listened to were kind of whack. To be honest with you, I ain't gonna lie.
I think the whole situation, like you guys said, there's more to it probably. I heard that he couldn't practice all week, and he was telling the coach that, and he was saying, "You're gonna play when I tell you to play." We all know that those energies still, but I don't know. I feel like you said, his bag should be decently secured. For him to just kind of walk off, it's kind of immature, but at the same time, it's kind of like fuck the league, like, you know what I mean? I could respect it, you know what I mean? I could respect it. His jokes, man, seen post a Fashion Nova sponsorship like right after he did that.
I didn't even know that.
He was like Fashion Nova men. He had like a Fashion Nova gear on.
Don't kill me.
This guy had
He even dropped that Twitter,
Bro,
yeah,
the tweet
like
killed me. Super Gremlin?
Super Gremlin,
Yeah.
I was like, damn, this guy's he really doesn't give.
His song is called "Pit, Not the Palace."
That's the song he dropped right after the thing, right?
Yesterday.
But he has the next one called TNT, I think. That one was pretty fire, but that's the only one I seen was #1 on Spotify, and like I guess a lot of people been bumping that one. But
me and Kyle been talking about just some people were blaming it on CTE and stuff.
I don't agree. Like for me, I don't like CTE for me is like, I know it's a serious thing, because like we all play football, like we know the seriousness that comes with it, but at the same time it's like, yo, I feel like this guy still has to accept some responsibility, because regardless of CTE or not, like can't be, well, regular people who aren't making $1 million, who aren't secure like that, can't be making those kind of decisions, right?
of course not.
Right.
But like, I mean, he's comfortable. He's got bread. The man could do whatever he wants. If he wants to transition from being an athlete to an artist, that's, more power to him. But
I feel like in the CTE aspect, a lot of people from the outside world looking in try to blame it on everything on CTE. Like even the guy who got drunk and killed that one shorty, that one football player there.
Oh, Henry?
Yeah,
Okay,
that guy. People were saying, "Oh, the CTE," but I'm like,
Nah,
people
that was just
blame
bad
it.
choices.
People blame it. They look at it so wrong. Like when you look at a guy, right, who say sure he's had a couple concussions, but you know he's not a locker room guy. He's a shit guy.
Yeah.
And he just walks out on practice and spazzes. Like, someone outside be like, yeah, he's off. Like, his CTE, like, probably got... but you know that this guy is just a douchebag. Like, he's just a dickhead. Like,
It's
you know
just
what
a
I
pattern.
mean?
Yo. Just
And
look at the pattern.
people are outside look, but I think like the pattern that people try to map out for us is always CTE, and it's
That's the
really
thing
not
to blame.
always.
Sort of
I
brain
feel like it's a
damage.
small, like some coaches, you know, I'm not gonna name any names, but like, you know, they look like they're losing their screws.
For
Like
sure,
that
bro.
looks like some
For
CTE, like
sure,
stumbling
yeah.
your words, can't forget
Yeah.
half of your sentence. Like
Yeah.
that is
Yeah.
some like CTE
Yeah, but
shit.
CTE
like, you
is
know
only
what I
something
mean?
that you could really see and see that you were diagnosed with it, like once you're dead. Because it's something they literally have to open up your brain and look at it too.
Yeah,
That's
but
a
to
different
say
aspect. So
something
to say
like-
that, they would never even know.
No,
so
but
it's so
in
invalid.
examples like where the guy got drunk and killed someone in a car crash,
Yeah.
and they're trying to correlate CT. It's like, no, he's an
Yeah,
idiot.
sure.
Like,
Yeah,
that's
that was just a
bad.
horrible
You know?
choice.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like throwing CTE at everything is kind of just like a bit generalized because it's like, bro, like you don't even know for sure. You're just assuming that that behavior is matched with CTE.
Yeah.
Facts.
But
Like
if you really
AB
dive into
yeah.
CTE, my bad, like you can only find out if you have it once you're dead or had it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and it's usually like constant like trauma over years. That's how CTE is built. You know what I mean? So
Going back to AB, I feel like people try to say, oh, the CT. I feel like this man's just going through like stuff in life. You know what I mean?
tough times, yo.
Different types of things. You know.
You know, I think he also realized within himself that like, not that he's at the top of like his game, but compared to when he was in his prime, like prime AB, bro, that guy was a monster.
He was fucking unstoppable.
He was a monster. He was unstoppable. So
He's
like,
actually unstoppable.
I feel like every player that plays has that transition when, you know, it starts to get to the end of their career. They're kind of like, boom, like they either have an option and life starts to hit them a little tough. You know what I mean? So he could be dealing with that, or he could just be, you know, very strategic in terms of like his marketing.
His
'cause he's
marketing. That's what I
dropping
was gonna
music.
say. He doesn't really need the money of the NFL.
Yeah,
And,
so I feel like using the NFL as a platform to like kind of like give you publicity and then dropping music after that is kind of like boom.
yeah.
Okay, like I see what you're doing there. You know what I mean? Technically, it's like from an advertising standpoint, you know, it's
Yeah, but
it's pretty like, you know, useful and effective.
I mean, I feel like even if especially if it's for advertising, I feel like there's better ways to go about
There's
advertising.
always better ways.
Right?
There's always better ways.
Yeah.
And I feel, especially in a person in his position, that if he wanted to, like, he could have done it any way he wanted, and this is the way he wanted to, that's the way he wanted to. But if there's other ways to do it, like being able to compete at the highest level, and while people are looking at you because of your performance, you can still showcase your music.
Yeah,
Because,
for sure.
right?
That's where
Especially
character comes in.
especially if you don't care about the money that comes with the NFL, even if they fine you or da, because at this he could have got fined for posting about his stuff or talking about his stuff to the media during an NFL game, and I think that still would have been received a lot better than him leaving.
Yeah,
right?
like him like throwing his shoulder pads on the bench and like
Yeah.
So like, but,
tossing his like
hey, he's a grown man. Like CT or not, he made his decision, and I think he was happy with his decision.
For sure.
And honestly, you know.
I was thinking about what a way to exit, like how controversial it is, like with books, sit down talks, Ellen show,
I
like
know,
this
I know,
one, that
is
one,
shit,
you
that
know,
is-
dropping music,
Bro,
raunchy,
he's coming
talking
off a
shit
Super
about the
Bowl
NFL,
championship,
like,
bro,
you know what I
like-
mean? All that shit's so funny.
Yo, the man really decided, yo, if this is gonna be my last year. You just don't know yet.
But then, like, why would he go the good way? Like, man's already shat on, like, anything he did wrong, like, they would have still shat on him regardless,
Yeah,
even if he
that's true.
tripped and dropped the ball.
I
like,
don't
you
know,
what
but
I
like
mean?
it was one of those
But-
ones. Like he wasn't. I felt like if he didn't do anything that was kind of crazy, like it would have just kind of just not swept under the rug, but it would have been a low profile type of thing.
True. You
A
think
low
it needed
profile
to
type
be
of
on
vibe.
this level for him to be able to get his shit out like he needs to. He
I
wanted
think
to.
he had to, and I think in his mindset and how he seen it, it was like, yo, like there's probably already stigma attached to, you know, who I am as a character.
Mhm.
You know what I mean, in the NFL. So he either has two choices of like, yo, I could keep this up and just keep doing me and not give a shit about anything,
yeah.
or I could actually be like, you know, something that's different than that. And I just felt like for him, it was like, yo, it's just him being him. him doing him. I think he's always been. Some people say it's starting now, but yo, what if he's always been like that? What about the mans he played with in college? Like if they knew him personally, would they say the same thing? You know what I mean, in terms of like his character and like him always like being a dickhead.
Yeah.
You know, what if he's always been like that, but it's only now that it's like he's really showing it? He just doesn't
Then
really
the
care.
NFL paid a dickhead, and the dickhead acted like how he's gonna act.
But I'm thinking about too, like, bro, 84? Like, man's know the story around his like fucking 8th round, 4th pick, whatever it was. Like, fam, man grinded. Like, he's not no top dog star.
Yo,
so
facts.
like, for people to like
Facts.
even assume anything, like, you know what I mean, of him, even for the good or the bad, for him, it's probably just like, bro, you're out of line anyways. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who are you to, you know what I mean?
That's
like, the tune
facts.
coming from Barry, all man thought you were gonna be Dookie. Like, you know what I mean? Like, who am I to say like you're not gonna be this? Like, look at you now. Like, what the hell? Like,
For
so.
sure.
So imagine you at a bigger scale, man. You're trash, you're garbage, go die. Like, it's like, what? Like, what do you like?
Facts.
No, that's facts. Especially, you have a chip on your shoulder. Tell you you're too smart, you're too slow, da 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 da. It's like, well, fuck you. And now you paid me. What makes you think I'm gonna let you like, praise me now? I'm still gonna move the same way I move.
Yeah,
Because
in the day, he's still human, yo. He still feels a certain type of way. Like, even though, like, he's seen as like technically like a celebrity or like somebody who's well known in the media. Like, the thing that also comes attached with that is that when you're well known in the media, like, people always feel like they could just give their perspective and opinions matter, like on like who you are as a person. Like,
I mean,
They don't know
that comes
we
with
don't
it.
know everything, bro.
yeah, like they feel like
They'll never know everything.
oh, I guess because you're a celebrity, like that gives me the right to like throw like my opinion on yours. My opinion is valid and no one else's opinion is valid.
You know?
I feel like that's
Because-
also one of the things too.
Yeah, you're protected by the computer, and now you can say whatever you want to say.
I lie.
Right? They don't know you. I say my 2 cents and keep it pushing. You know?
Big facts.
Facts.
I definitely hear that though. I mean, some people were saying like mental health too, not just CTE, but some people were taking the mental health route, saying that like, you know, he's probably dealing with a lot of stuff mentally that could cause him to like, you know, do the things he's doing now, and like, it's kind of like a call out, like a cry out for help type of thing. Some people were saying that too. You know, even Tom Brady was like, yo, like, because I seen the statement he gave on the whole situation.
Yeah,
He was like,
I saw
yeah,
that
like,
too.
he approached it a little differently. He didn't throw no shade or no hate or nothing. He was like, yo, like, he seems like somebody who needs help. And, like, you know, like, there's resources in place that, like, you know, that, like, to help him type of thing. That's how he approached it when he was asked about it. Compared to saying, like, you know,
Yeah, like,
screw that guy, bro. He's a
he
waste
missed the
man.
first
You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, he could have said that too. But then again, it's Tom Brady. You know, you never know.
Yeah.
The man's a winner. The man's gonna say what he's got to say to make his team put his
Exactly.
team together, right? Especially because they didn't cut him. So since they didn't cut him, they obviously rated him. They might still use him at some point. And
What do
if
you
Tom
mean?
has pull, he might,
He said he'll never be a Buccaneer again.
you know,
At some point, as in, like, after this incident?
yeah. I wouldn't be completely surprised if AB caught a touchdown in the playoffs.
You think he's coming back?
A random team, fam. A quick
No,
call
no.
game.
The Bucks.
Nah, I don't think the
You think so?
I sure he said he's never gonna be a Buccaneer again.
That's what he said.
Yeah.
I heard the coach said he's never gonna be a Buck. But the coach, I don't think the coach has as much power as Tom Brady on
That's
that
a
team.
GM. Quick
Well,
call
if
to
he
the
makes,
GM,
if he,
it's
but if
over,
the
fam.
coach says that though, it's gonna be a conflict within the team for sure. Because it's
Yeah,
like the
'cause then
coach is
coach
feeling
doesn't
some
have
type of
to
way.
even, like-
Yeah, but it's Tom Brady.
Coaches
Who's
get
gonna?
dashed away quick.
Yo,
man.
Tom Brady or Bruce or the coach, Bruce Arians.
I mean, yeah, Tom Brady doesn't have a lot of leeway and a lot of power, so they're
Right.
definitely gonna lead towards a guy who's won a lot of championships.
A
you know?
lot.
Like
In
his
fact, he won
history.
the first or second championship in Tampa.
That's
Fam,
so
the man
messed
just
up.
pulled up there and was like,
That's so
you want a ring?
Oh yeah, he won, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes,
won last
bro.
year.
He's coming off a championship.
The man
like,
said,
Super Bowl
I
championship.
guess, you know, Miami's not bad. You know, I like boats and water. You know, it's
Isn't that
just
crazy how that nigga just went over there and like
They won.
just for fun? Like man said, like Pat's like you know what I mean?
44
Let's go to
years old.
let's go
You know
where
what?
all man says
Man's like
not
hot
gonna
weather.
happen. All right.
44 years old.
Man gave Evans a ring. My guy Evans, bro. I've been waiting to see that guy get a ring, bro. That deserves it.
Facts.
Fuck, man.
Facts.
I mean, he but like the thing about it is Tom Brady brought pieces with him too. He brought Gronk, which is like a major piece in the offense if you really think about it. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's leaving on his ones and pulling up to the team and there's nobody there. You have one of the best running backs in the freaking game.
One
Your
of the better defenses.
One of your linebackers runs a ridiculously crazy 40 time. He's a
That
monster on the
Graffiti.
field.
They got Donkey Kong too.
Your D lineman, you got Jason Pierre-Paul. You got who's not even someone who's really that effective, but still effective when he needs to be. Plus everyone else you got on the D line. I don't even know these guys' names, but they're ballers.
Was it always about players though? Because I don't feel like it's always about players clearly, right?
I'm saying they had it, but with the missing piece that they needed was
because they had Jameis Winston the year earlier, and then they.
I get that, but same way, like it's like saying even if it was anyone else but Tom Brady, like would they be winning the way they did though?
Fam, it's not like the man pulled up to Miami Dolphins.
I don't think if it was anyone else but Tom Brady.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying.
I think it's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
No, but like they still had like Mike Evans, Antonio Brown.
Exactly,
key
match
players.
players slapping, but they never win. That's what I'm saying. So it's good to see those guys finally actually win because they got Brady now.
Yeah,
Exactly.
like that was the missing piece. The
I know
only
they were
thing they
giddy
needed
when they got him the first time.
for sure.
Right.
For sure. You seen the man after you won the championship on the boat? Like,
Oh yeah, he was sauce though. He was sauce.
drunk.
super sauce. And I ain't never seen him like
He was
that. Yo.
drunk.
Yo, that's
That's how you know he
that
was enjoying
special.
it.
That's that special sauce, you know. If man's had to drag him out,
Yeah, facts.
I know it was embarrassed, but I know it was a lady time.
No, you couldn't make a fool of himself.
Yeah,
They
facts.
wouldn't allow him.
Facts. So recently on IG, I saw a little video on the Shade Room. It was a video of this girl talking. She was saying how her and her man, what's this thing called? They both work, but then when she gets her paycheck, she gives it over to her man, and then her man gives her $100 allowance. But then he pays all the bills. He takes care of all the finances and things like that. So, like that's what she said, and then there was a lot of uproar. A lot of people saying, "Yo, this is crazy. This is mad. What's wrong with you?"
Crazy.
Da 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 da. For me personally, and I'll say my opinion before I get to y'all. For me personally, I actually didn't think it was that bad. I personally thought that, yo, if you're married to somebody and like it's y'all both working towards shit and one person is better with finances, let that person deal with the funds, and then everyone knows their role in the relationship. So the person who's good at finances deal with the money. You get your allowance, you get the amount you get, whatever. But it's for the
I
great.
don't know, bro.
Nah, but the way I think about it is because it's for the great. If you're in a if you're married to someone, it's a team.
Yeah.
You need to be working as a team.
You
Yeah.
have captains too, right?
Yeah.
So technically,
The captain's handling the money, or
Yeah.
maybe not the money, or making the decisions if they're not handling
calling
the
the
money,
shots.
whatever. But I understand that, and like that's where my mind goes off to. But like I do understand that you want to keep a little for yourself just to protect yourself in case shit goes wrong. But just the premise of giving it to the person who's better financially to handle the funds, I don't see the problem with it. But I don't see why everyone's cheesed. I think everyone's cheesed. Me personally, I think everyone's cheesed because she's giving it to her man. If it was the man giving it to the shorty, I
would
don't
not be
think
a
people
problem,
would be as cheesed.
Sure.
But that's where I see.
But it's also saying like allowance.
Yeah,
like, the whole,
that's
like,
the thing,
allowance.
allowance,
factor to
like,
me is
that's
if you
just-
say allowance, I feel like it kind of takes away from like
because
it being
literally,
like
give
you're
kids
asking, yeah, it doesn't sound
allowance,
like a
bro.
team
You give
anymore,
kids
fam. Like more
allowance,
so
bro.
sounds
yeah,
like
it sounds like
a hierarchy
here,
stuff.
hold that.
Like,
You know what I mean?
Like, yeah,
I mean,
like,
she
yeah,
called
like,
she called it an allowance, so I'm assuming that's the
That's
terminology
probably
they
what
use.
he fed her though.
That sounds like
realistically.
manipulation, bro.
That sounds like
That
a
sounds
system
like-
that he has.
yeah,
like that
like a
sounds like
literally,
it's
like-
his system. Like it sounds like she's
Don't
fully
get me wrong, dude,
submissive
I hear
to
what
whatever
you're
is
saying
going
about
on.
like the person handling the person like more intelligently financially to handle the funds. It makes sense, but like for me to make money and for me to give it to somebody else, and for them to tell me how much I can get of my own money,
Yeah,
that
I'm not gonna lie,
that can't
that
really
does
go
sound
on
a little
me.
wild.
So,
That
like,
sounds
it has
What
to
she
be, like,
said, she can ask for more money during the week if she needs it.
see, like same thing. Like it doesn't. I shouldn't have to ask. Like it should
What?
literally be like a joint. Like,
What do you
if
mean
anything, should
ask?
a joint account type of
Ah,
thing.
yeah,
just
like,
ask.
let's
Ah.
invest money together into this portfolio.
That's probably
or,
why people are
like, you know
upset.
what I mean? Imagine making like you're in your career, whatever you're making. Say like every paycheck you're making like 2-3 grand. Imagine getting $100, bro. And he's like, oh yeah, like I'm investing for us. Like yeah, I'm saving for us. Like
But they're also paying all the bills.
Yeah, paying all the bills,
Yeah,
but then
you're
you
paying
still
it-
have to
yeah.
ask for money. Like you
but
still have to
100,
like.
yeah, I'm like, girl,
But the
what if
thing
I
is-
want to go get some Jordans today?
Yeah, bro.
Like,
what if I want to go
like,
lake with my dogs?
Now you
and
gotta
eat?
ask your shorty.
Like,
Yo,
go to
can I
dinner?
afford
Yo,
Like,
James,
why?
James,
Like,
can we
what-
transfer?
like,
Imagine
what's
every
a bank
time,
account for then?
bro.
Like,
I would be cheese, bro. Imagine every time I want to go, I step out. I'm out with the mandem and I want to buy a little food to eat,
You
or I
gotta
want
send
to
a
put.
quick text.
Or if I'm out, I'm drinking with the mandem and like I
You
want
gotta
to pay
send
the
a
bill.
quick test. You better hope they see it. And I
Bro,
hope it's not a 3 to 5
But
business
what if
days
we're in
for
the
the
middle of
e-transfer.
nowhere, and we're at a cottage or something, and we there's no service and type of vibe? Like, what am I doing?
Like you should
You
have
better ask to
access to
hold a
some type
dollar.
of card, like a second
Yeah,
card,
man,
or
hold a
That's what I
like.
mean. That's what I mean. Like, a joint
Nah,
account.
but like the
Nah.
thing is, I understand the premise, especially when it comes to
I
paying
understand
bills.
paying
And I agree
bills,
with that.
but allowance. Like I feel
Yeah.
like, say like you have a total. Say like I make 5K a month and she makes 2K a month, and our bills are 4K a month. Like, however, say I take my 30%, my money, my 30% will go towards the bills. Say whatever the difference, and what we have, like, we can invest whatever, but we should be able to have our own, like, the allowance part is what's not, like, the
Yeah.
more logical, the more business minded person, sure, but there should be some type of ratio. Like, I should at least have 30% of my own paycheck, like, you know what I mean? Like, at
Facts.
least.
But okay,
like,
so what happens if you get 30%, but they still call it an allowance? Is that bothering you?
why is it called? It's not actually. It's my paycheck. It's my direct deposit. Like, I would
Yeah.
send that over there and retain. It wouldn't be an allowance. It'd be my paycheck.
That's what I mean. I
You
feel
know
like
what
it's
I
the
mean?
shorty that's like she must be like misconninous or like whatever that term
What's
is
that
called.
mean?
Like we're like she doesn't mind being like a pet or like
Pet?
belittled or like, you know, like we're like an allowance. Like if I heard that, I'd literally be like, okay, like you're literally on some like fucked like daddy like sugar mama type shit, you know, like where the guy's literally like
A lie.
like if she's a stripper or some shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I
And she
feel
gives
that.
all her money to this guy because he's smart and like she loves him or whatever, or some manipulation, whatever the fuck, you don't know.
Finesse.
And she calls it an allowance to give it back. I feel like she'd only like that because I feel like no one else in their right mind would want an allowance from their own money. Even if they are coming together joint to like save or like invest or whatever, like you're still gonna want your own money. Like you're not gonna want to have to ask someone else for your money
I hear that still.
know, like,
All I'm saying is, bro,
unless you like that shit.
as soon as you say allowance, the first thing I'm thinking
Yeah,
about is a
dude.
little you.
That's
Remember
what
when
I'm
man's
saying,
got
bro.
man's touched their first
Never
little
got
lunch
that
money?
stuff.
That's the first thing that comes to my mind, bro. Lunch money, yo, hold that. You go to lunch and then you buy a one box, you know, one pizza and a juice, and you hold that till you get back home for dinner type of vibes. That's what comes to my mind when I hear allowance. You're a grown adult. You're breaking your back at work, sweat, G, like, and you're telling me you're getting an allowance, bro?
Getting an allowance.
I'm not
Get
hearing
$100.
that.
Imagine
$200,
she's making more than
$200.
him.
Yeah.
That's what I mean, bro.
I didn't say anything about
Bro,
making
exactly.
money.
No, I
just
said
saying-
imagine she's making
But the
way
thing
more
is,
than
and he
him.
starts
but that's
to
what
give
I'm
his
saying.
money?
Nah. Like he's still holding it down. She's getting 100. Like, you're giving.
You're making
making
10.
the 5, and
You're-
he's making the 2, but you're getting 100 a week. He's holding that down. Like he's handling that, or she is, or whatever.
Yeah, but like, yo, if she makes more and wants to hold the bills and I don't have to send nothing.
No. Making more doesn't mean that she's like she manages her
financial,
money.
yeah.
Yeah, she can manage.
Oh, so
money,
you're saying
right?
her money's her money, but my money's hers
No.
also. is what you're saying.
She makes way
She
more
makes
than
more,
you.
but
Yeah,
she
yeah.
gives you all the funds,
Yeah.
and you manage the money,
Yeah.
even though you make less.
No,
Yeah.
I'm flipping it on him. So say
Oh.
like she makes way more than you.
Yeah.
No, you make more than her, and she has,
see-
and she makes less, but she manages all the stuff, and you only get $100, $100.
That's the situation I'm talking about though. That's why I'm like, bro, like how are you grinding? You know, you're breaking your back, and then you can only hold an allowance of what you just worked and grind your. That's what I'm trying to say is that, like, to me, off the bat, something's wrong there, because it's kind of like, bro, well, hold up. So I'm coming home bust, tired, and I'm only holding $100.
I think the main
my
barricade, the roadblock here
Is
is
the
that
allowance.
like you should know enough to be able to manage your own funds.
Facts.
Because like even if you're making, if let's say she's making way more money than you and she comes to you to manage and you can like she asks you like, oh, how much should I have for like this week? So you give her an allowance of like, okay, this is probably the right amount for you to spend and still save and invest.
that's if
the
you're handling
roadblock-
the money you're talking about.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Her roadblock herself is that she should know how to like manage her funds as well. Like, you know what I mean? Like deal with her so that she doesn't have to rely on giving someone else her money, and relying on a fucking
And I,
on a what's it called again? Fucking
her man, husband.
no, like the money.
Social assistance. I was like, that's the only thing I could think
allowance,
about.
allowance.
Okay. Oh, my
You won't
bad.
have to like.
I was like, what? Social assistance? Like, yo, is that
like you could have said it. Oh my god,
Damn.
that's hilarious.
what?
yo? Yeah, that's.
Well, then you know what I mean. Then you wouldn't have to rely on asking the guy for an allowance because you know how much you should spend. Like,
But
you know
the
how to
thing
save
is,
money.
in a relationship, not everyone is good at everything. So maybe like some relationships, money is not an issue. Both people know how to handle funds and they'll handle it whatever way they decide. But maybe in this relationship, they both realize, yo, if $1 hits her account, that dollar is gone the moment it hits. All of a sudden, she had a
She's on the
10 grand
corner.
paycheck, and all of a sudden, that paycheck is gone 2 seconds after. And she's come to a realization that if I don't give this money out,
Yeah.
I'm never seeing this dollar. I'm not saving, da 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 da. And then they decided for their relationship that, yo, I need you to stop me from spending more money. And that's what they came to, right? Because for me, like, every relationship is different. You got to figure out what works in your relationship. For
Facts.
me, I don't want to have to start, me personally, I don't want to have to be giving someone an allowance. If you can't handle your funds, I don't think I want to be in a relationship with you. But the thing is, I understand that for people who are in a relationship with gamblers, da 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 da, or people like stuff like that can't handle their funds. And if you can't handle it, yo, go do your thing. Take your allowance. Take your $100 allowance. Make sure to give your paycheck off to your man or your girl, and then take the crumbs off. Good for you. You're good.
Yeah, facts. I just feel like, yo, as long as the bills are paid, and all that stuff is situated, like, then if you feel like, for example, if I make the most money, right, and I'm not good with handling money, like, I'm okay, but she's better at it than me, I'll slap her like about, like 80% of like what's coming out, and then I'm gonna hold the 20, because like to me that's kind of like I could do a 1-2 or 20% of what I made, because I know you're gonna take care of the crib, you're gonna pay the rent, you're gonna hold the utilities, you're shopping, the groceries, you're holding that. Like, I know if you have the right,
the mortgage
and things, like, if of course, man, you gotta own your own thing. We'll talk about ownership on this podcast,
Right.
But let's just, for example, you're not at that level yet, and you are just renting. If she's blessed at just managing the funds, slap her 80%, and you could hold her 20, and just vibe
Giving
out.
her like 50%.
Cycle of money, bro.
20%, 20-80 is the split that I would. That's the most. Anything, fam, $100, bro. Like, come on, bro.
Yeah.
2 bands.
And mind you, if you're
2
not
bands?
working for much money, like, it's gonna hurt you way more.
Exactly.
Like, if you're neck and neck for the bills, and you know what I
That's
mean.
what I mean,
like,
bro. If you're at that
it's
stage
tough.
and you still can't handle your money, or like you need someone else to rely on, then like,
Facts. You know what I mean?
It's
I feel
different
like-
if you're like a stripper and like you just get bare fucking cash.
You and the stripper talks.
This guy loving on the stripper.
Yeah, I have to
talks,
say
bro.
it
Like,
again.
yeah.
Say it again.
Yeah, but like,
for strippers to anyway. They pay taxes.
strippers pay taxes now? Ain't no way.
What was that cycle of money you're showing me as though?
Yeah,
What was
strippers pay taxes.
Strippers
I
pay
think
taxes.
so. Those who want.
So
to,
how
I'm
do
pretty
you
sure.
punch that in? Like, that means
It's
every
just
time
like
you go
any
to work,
cash
you gotta.
business. You just claim a certain amount. It's cash
True.
business.
So pretty much it's easily scammable, is what I just heard.
I don't know if
it's-
that's easily scammed.
You claim an amount. Are they gonna? Are they?
Nah, yeah, cash businesses is way. It's easier to, cause you don't.
Yeah, you're not.
You just claim like whatever like deductibles you
Literally.
need, like whatever like liabilities and stuff like that.
I think
but
there's more opportunity for write-offs, but I don't know if it's as easy. Like, it's easier to scam than a regular job, but I don't think it's easily scammable.
if you okay,
But I'm talking in comparison, yeah.
for example, if you own a bakery
Mm-hmm.
and you have a cash business, like there's nothing that the government can say. Like, you show them how much flour you buy, your eggs, whatever.
Yeah, that's facts.
But like, if a cheesecake costs $6 and I'm saying it cost $4, like they paid $4, right?
Yeah.
Or whatever
Yeah.
it is. At the end of the day, when taxes come, they want to know how much you made in the total. They don't care about how many cupcakes you sold.
Yeah.
This is an
right?
absurd amount or some crazy
No,
wild.
not
like,
even as long as the numbers could match, then it makes sense.
Yeah,
like,
that's
you
what
know
I'm
what I mean?
saying.
Where it's like, but it doesn't have to actually match. If you get what
Of course
I'm saying.
not.
Yeah.
That's
So,
where the
yeah,
scamming
so-
part comes in. It's like, yo, like, it costs
It's only a
$4.
scam if it's illegal. So
If
Well,
it's a finesse, it's a
to
finesse.
me, in my way, it's like it's a legal scam, which technically is a finesse. You know what I mean? It's
no,
like
but it's legal though. It's like it's like me. It's like me winning. I'm doing forex and I win 100K, and I have a tax bill from another business that's 50K. I could write that off. I I could just cancel those off.
Yeah, I
Right?
definitely.
Or I could take my profit and I can put it into a house, and I could take equity out of the house and then use it as a write-off on whatever tax bill I have. That's not illegal, but I just finessed it.
I'm just using a different terminology because I see it as finessing. Because like, for example, this might not be relatable to tax, but the banking system, that's one of the biggest like scamming, legal scamming, as I would say. Like, how are you charging somebody for non-efficient? Like, if they don't have money in their account, you're slapping them a fine on top of that. They're already like negative in their account, right? Insufficient funds type of vibes. You feel me? And then they're trying to piggyback off of the fact that you don't already have money. Like, to me, that's kind of like
what I realized. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah,
sorry.
To me, that's kind of a finesse and a scam at the same time. It's like taking advantage of it. You're down. Well, let me kick you down some more.
But the thing is like, if you once you hop into like this space, it's really a game, and like if you play the game, then it's like, okay, boom, the bank takes your money, right? They're like, okay, we know that you don't know how to make money. Like, you work for your money, but you don't really know how to make money. Because, like, if you do, they would be able to see that, right?
Facts.
So you don't know how to really make... So they're like, yeah, give me your money. We'll hold this for you. We'll give you 1% on the entire year, right? And then still, it's going to be less than that because we're going to deduct 25 beans every month for a charge. And however your contract is structured for your account, if you make more than 24 withdrawals, they're charging you another 15 beans, like all this stuff, right? But the thing is, like, if you're able, if you, like, in a Forex broker world, like, when you go into a broker, like, you can't escape, like, fees are everywhere. For you to put money in, they charge you. For you to place a trade, they charge you. Like, everything's a charge. But if you can make money on the back end, then that's where it's the difference. So knowing where to put your money, like, rich people don't store money in the bank, like, you know what I mean? They have houses, they have stuff, they have properties, portfolios, like all this shit,
investment, stock market.
So that's how you cheat the system on the back end instead. But like us now, it's like, you know, swimming in the overdraft, and like, like they're kicking me down, like, you know what I mean, an extra $15 charge, like, fuck. But it's just really like, you're not playing the game.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
You're not. But like, a lot of people don't even know it's a game. That a lot of people just see it as like,
it's a big factor.
Like, this is just what I have and this is the money, and like, I'm at this level now. Instead of seeing it as like something that's like a game and something that you should like pretty much like, bro, if you're playing a game and you know the best spots to go in the game, you know the best strategies and how to win the game, you're never gonna feel like you're being bullied by the game. You're gonna feel like, bro, like, I have this, like, I'm holding this, I'm a top star. You know what I mean? But like, if you don't know that, bro, you're gonna get left, right punches coming up, down. Like, you're getting crushed.
But the thing is that, like, good example that you said, you can't use the analogy of a game and not think of apply the same basic logic to, like, even just this finance stuff. Like, how do you play Fortnite? Remember Malcolm? I used to play even 2K and Madden. Man used to whoop me and be like, Malcolm, like, fuck, like, that. He's like, bro, you just have to, you don't play video games. Like, you just gotta get, until I start beating him way more. You get me? Because I'm playing way more. You know what I mean? So it's just like, bro, you can't be like, I'm broke, and then never actually dive into space or put any type of minimal effort. And then, like, you know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense.
Same thing in any concept in life, to be honest with you. Like, whether it's school, whether it's doing well at your job, whether it's like following your like hobbies and your interests, relationships, like, if you don't put it in your research for whatever it is, or put in the time and effort to get better at it, you're probably gonna stay the same. Your talent is only gonna take you so far, and the network in your life is only gonna take you so far.
Yeah,
you gotta like actually, like, you know, like,
I definitely agree on that point. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things. It's kind of like, you know, it's just like, yo, if you don't have certain things, like, if you don't have certain knowledge, you know, like, you can't reach a certain level. That's pretty much how it is.
Everything in life,
like,
stuff.
And unlocking the different levels of the game, the only way you could do that is by acquiring special things in that game to get you to that level.
What are these things? Teacher, man. The man even had that little, you know, that little hesitation.
I'm just saying, to get there, you need special things, right? It's like playing like COD, yo. Once you start leveling up your gun's nice. You're beaming every man you see.
At the beginning, it was trash.
So yeah, in the beginning you were trash because you just started. But like, what did you do? You played more, you acquired more things, you gained more experience, and you leveled up. It's the same thing with the knowledge. The knowledge levels you up. You know, it gives you that, like, you know, that little thing. The knowledge is your gun, pretty much. Now you're beaming the bank back. You know what I mean? You're taking your things and you're moving up. You're leveling up. So it's the same concept, yo. Just from a game. Think it out. Just from a game. And then they say, "Mans, why are you always in the PS4? Why are you always?" Knowledge, fam. Knowledge, yo. You know, mans are deep into it. Trust.
Trust me. On the topic of money and stuff, I came across something on IG, and it was this guy was telling this next guy in an interview that a wise man told him that if you were to distribute the wealth amongst the world evenly, the wealth will fall back into like the same hands or the same type of hands. That's because I know generations and stuff, but I feel like among society there's always a certain type of people that are always still gonna be like how do you say, like the opposite of overachiever and stuff like that. So what do you guys think about that?
I mean, I agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree with that because let's take it in. Just because you give everyone the same amount of money doesn't mean everyone's gonna have the same results. Like even look at during the COVID, the stimmies, the CERB checks, right? People got funded. Some people lost that 2Gs the moment they got it.
The whole year, my guy.
Bro,
so many tech fleets I seen.
The amount of whips that were getting modded fam, on the road, bro, that was
just too much,
right? Like
every man had Hemi.
Like
all of a sudden, bro.
I'm seeing mans now hoarding 15K Beamers, sir. Hoarding is
the amount of
I
whips.
swear to God. I swear.
The amount of whips I was seeing on the road during this pandemic, bro, when mans were cashing them 2-band checks.
I dropped a full 8 racks on
every whip I seen, bro.
I mean, they got it. They got it.
Adding mufflers, bro. Tuning their whips, making their whips mad loud.
That's fucking
right? You know what I mean? Because they got the guap, but in CERB stopped. And where are you now? Where are you now? What are you doing now? Because jobs are not easy to find right now. The whole COVID thing. Bare people just got laid off. So what are you really saying, fam? You should be saving that money, you fool. You know?
But CERB stopped a year ago. If you're still saying
circle of money.
Because CERB stopped a year ago, didn't it?
No, CERB, the recent one just stopped. Now they implemented a new one where it's $300 a week, but it's a certain it's a lot less, and you need to like qualify for it. Like I feel like the qualifications are a little bit more difficult. You feel me? I'm not saying like I'm the best when it comes to like saving bands, but I do know that like the choices that you make financially, like they might seem a little like minuscule in the moment until it's 6 months down the line. You're like, damn, I could have really used that too.
Yeah, but
I spent, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But even going back to the first point that Dewan was bringing up, it's everyone values different things in their lives. Let's say the peak of a man's life or a guy's life is he wants to get a new Beamer. A Beamer is what he needs for him to feel complete. So now telling this man the same, now tell him, yo, hey, there's mans like that. Now telling that same man, yo, save your money. Like we could tell him till the cows come home, yo, that's not a smart financial decision. Cars depreciate as soon as it comes off the lot. Stuff like that. You can tell the person that, but if that's what they want to do, that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
I mean, you're gonna struggle and you're gonna have to deal with it. But in the end, like the people who value making money or providing a service that people find valuable, the more they're gonna make money.
I hear that, but yo, just as like you're saying, like say for example, if I love, you know, one of my favorite whips is the Hellcat. You know what I mean? Like the Hellcat Challenger, not the Charger 4 doors. You know, I like that too, that coupe thing. You know what I mean? Just me and whoever type of vibes. If I want a Hellcat, how I would see it is like, yo, boom. Let's say for example, things are tough and I end up scooping it and like I'm down bad, right? How I see it is, yo, why don't you just slap it on Turo, for example?
On what?
On Turo, like an app where you literally are able to make money off the whip that you already had.
Turo, yeah.
Or whatever apps. There's a lot of apps that are coming out where it's like, yo, you could literally make money. That turns into an asset because now you're collecting.
Make money how?
Because
like
you rent out your car.
Yeah.
But there's a special insurance on it. Yeah, fam. People make money off of that.
No. It's like B&B for your whip.
I understand that, but you're understanding that you're renting out your Hellcat to people you don't know if they're greasy with it.
But
fully insured.
But it's but what I'm trying to say is like there's percentages. There's things in place. Yeah, it's not no like I'm just giving it and you just gonna mash up my whip and now I have no whip type of vibe. It's like there's things in place, you know.
What
'Cause
would you drive
Hmm?
when they're renting it out? What would you
You
drive?
I would just
Daily,
hold
you know,
that for
work
at home,
however
family,
long. Yeah,
remote
like I would
work,
just
yeah.
vibe.
Remote
I just
work, God, there you
remote
go.
work, bro. I kick
There
up
you
in the
go.
crib for a weekend. I rent it out every weekend. I would just vibe with my boys the whole weekend or something like that. 2 days of the week, I'm
Damn.
collecting cash. And then Monday to Friday, you know, I'm nice. I'm pulling up on my thing, but
The
like,
only, I'm sorry.
The only thing I think that like for me it's just like and I think this is perfect back to like the actual initial scenario that I brought to you guys, because you said that like if you were down bad and you copped the Hellcat, like I think if the wealth were be to distributed and there were people with that mindset,
yeah, they
I
would.
feel like that's how
Those men
the gap will go
Yeah, yeah.
very right
No,
back
Because
For
those
sure.
same people
Are
are
gonna-
buying your Hellcat.
Exactly.
But I'm saying, but what I'm saying,
Use your Hellcat.
that's fact. But what I'm saying is, yo, if you're already down, like instead of just staying down, bro, like that could be something that could help you get back to what you're saying. Like, cause I'm like, you know, I'm thinking of a solution. I'm not thinking of like, like here I'm in this mindset and boom like that. I'm thinking of a solution. But at the same time though, if I'm thinking like that, I probably don't have the knowledge that I need. Like, why would I go out of my way to purchase something if I cannot afford it in the first place?
Yeah.
You feel me? Which speaks back to exactly. Which speaks back to that point. Which means you don't have certain knowledge and there's certain things you need to go read Rich Dad Poor Dad. You know what I mean? Go read. There's certain books that you need to level up on to understand that, you know, like becoming rich is, you know, it's just a mindset, just like how broke is a mindset. I probably don't have those things. I'm speaking metaphorically, right? Not obviously me as an individual now. I'm speaking if I'm those mans, that's probably how they're thinking. They're probably like, they're not thinking of the whole truth thing. They're just thinking, like, let's have a little bit of bands. Let me scoop that.
Exactly.
Blast. They're not thinking about the repercussions.
Yeah.
Feel me? You know, that's just how it is though. But I do understand the statement that like the wealth would be distributed back, because there's mans who have the ideology that like, yo, I could just keep buying, you know, even if it's on credit, even if it's not physical money, you just love to buy, always having a new shit.
Always buy.
People who have habits like
A
that,
girl will pull up and all of a sudden
Horrible habit.
you want to show her the world,
I mean,
and now you lost your bread.
if you really think about it,
Thank you.
She made her bread.
Everyone got the 20 bands. Everyone got a cool 20 bands. Like, you decided to take her out and drop like 50 on a weekend in
she's
Vegas.
still keeping her 22, mind you.
Well, you paid for
Nick,
everything.
take that in, bro.
You know what I mean?
Oh
And
my
then
God.
I hugged my 20. I hugged my next year's 20.
Or
I
I'm
invested in it.
the fucking resort that you decided. I bought the resort that you want to pull up.
Like,
in.
man's want to go to Dubai now because they got 20 bands in their,
All
in their
mans
account.
pull up to Dubai. You own the resort. Mans are making bread off of that. Mans are buying the drinks. You're making bread off
You're
of
making
that.
bread
You made the plane.
Fam, what
Mans are
plane?
making bread off
How'd
of
you get
that.
to Dubai?
God,
How'd you
bro.
get to the fucking plane? You got the car
got to Uber
company.
there?
You bought
You brought extra baggage?
baggage, clothes. Who made the clothes?
That's crazy. That's
You
crazy.
see all that bread that
I'm
was.
lost. I don't know what you guys are talking
No,
about.
we're talking about
We're
distribution
talking-
of wealth,
if
how
you-
it's being redistributed back again because
It's
all
gonna
the
be
things
the
you're spending
people
money
who
on.
own the
Oh,
clothing.
you're saying all the different industries. Okay.
Yeah,
I thought you
all
were
the
talking
different
about one
things.
man owning
No,
all this
no,
shit. I was like,
Nah,
what?
we're just saying like just to provide more context. We're
Right.
talking about like how the wealth will be spread it back in
I get you
and
guys.
create a
Right.
bigger gap again would be because of the decisions like I want to go Dubai and I have 20 bands in my
Not,
account.
not even the
Oh,
thing.
you like Jordan? You like Jordans?
Yeah, you like Jordans, you know, like-
even the tour thing.
Thursday.
The man who made the concept, the app,
Yeah.
the person who does the advertising, the credit card companies that allow you to put your credit on hold. Fam, all of a sudden you got the same
Fam.
amount of dollars as everybody else, and now you end up broke.
Bro,
You're back
if
to
you
middle.
have a domain, you gotta pay for that. You know what I mean? There's certain things that you just have to pay for.
And it's only redistribution of wealth, not assets, right?
But at the same time,
I think like just on a whole, more times like if we were to say to all get, for example, $20,000, just
Everyone
put
in
it
the
at
world.
that. Everyone liquidated their assets.
Yeah.
It got redistributed evenly.
I mean,
I
yeah,
feel
yo,
after 10 years would be another next solid gap.
You think 10?
10
Might be
years.
5.
10 years?
I'm thinking
I
I'm
think-
thinking 8, like 8,
I'd
7.
say 5 to 10 to grow wealth, because like you're gonna have
Oh,
the
grow-
mans who have the knowledge, but then you're
I
also
just
gonna
thought
have the man.
separation.
Yeah,
Just
I'm just thinking separation, like how long it would take for
Well,
it
if
to
we're
get
all
back.
starting off at evil, that means that like some are gonna have to hoard and some are gonna have to spend for them to actually be
Exactly.
disparity,
Yeah,
right?
True.
Yeah.
So
So it's like
10 years
so
before
little
that
bit of time.
happens.
for
But
for
you're
a gap to
noticeable
be
like
like
that.
wealthy and poor, like not just rich. I feel like
Yeah.
5 years would be like a rich and poor thing, not like a wealthy and poor thing.
Yeah, it would be a wealthy important would be 10 to 15 years is how I would see it. 10 to 15 years plus, because wealth is something that's, you accumulate over time, right? It's something that like, you accumulate compared to like the assets you have and all that stuff, like the homes and all that stuff. If that stuff is generating you money over a span of 10 years, 10, 15 plus years, now I feel like you're starting to enter the zone of like wealth, because you're not really worried at that point. Like you've been collecting bands for like 10 to 15 years, like you should be able to like, you know what I mean? At that point, you're rich. You feel me? Like you're nice. You're approaching that wealth stage, and then 20 plus years, 30 plus years, and it starts 40 plus years. You pass that down to your from you to your youth. Now it becomes generational, and it keeps going, keeps hitting the family. Because you know what I mean? Like off of that 20 bands alone, look at what could come from that 20 bands. Well, you have a next man who's sipping mojitos and freaking Mexico.
Yeah, mojitos,
with bad shorties, but like
putting a couple strokes in.
Ching, 7 racks gone.
Fuck.
Ching, another 7 racks gone. Like like
you're not there yet.
I mean, this goes back to the principle. You feel me? If you ain't got it,
fake it till you make it, nigga. Fake it till you make it. If you don't got it, spend it. Put it on credit.
Fuck that shit.
Put it on credit. If she told you to pay for it, pay for it.
Fuck that shit.
Because why would you mess up the love of your life? Because you want to be smart and intelligent with your money. Fuck that. Give it all up.
Sounds fucking ridiculous.
Give it all up.
Fuck that, man.
This is Malcolm Ofori, and I approve this message.
Nah, it's just
stay down and get your bread up, man.
For sure. It's definitely a vibe.
Grind,
What did we say? Episode 2? I think it was 2. It was just like, if you can't fund for 3, stay down.
Stay down still.
For sure.
Stay down. Secure your bread. Hopefully you didn't go broke during this new year.
Yeah, hopefully you didn't go broke during this new year, because that's what we talked about last episode. A lot of mans who are, who are broke right now as they're currently speaking, you know what I mean? Because of the decisions they made over the years. But like we said, like, my bad, over the new year. But this new year wasn't really that crazy because of COVID and whatnot, and like restrictions and, like entertainment being cut and like clubs being like pretty much reduced 50% the capacity and type of vibes, and a lot of people were not going out and spending money, but like I guarantee you, as soon as all this stuff is back up again, like
we'll be right back.
Right back to it.
Yeah, right back to a lockdown.
Huh?
Right back to a lockdown.
No, I'm saying like once we get, because fam, they're not gonna lock it down for the whole year.
Oh yeah,
right?
fam.
So
you can cut this part of it. I swear. Wait, wait, how much bread? No, I swear if we go into lockdown, you're collecting checks.
Depends on the rule. Because if the rule is you make more than, because the last rule is if you make more than 30K, you have to pay 50% of it. I was like, hell no.
And you make that, so like
I was like, hell no.
Might as well just.
So that's
So I was like, let me stay. I did it up until like the limit. So I went a couple thousand
it's a
under the
new
limit.
year though. It's a new fiscal year.
Yeah,
though.
that's what I'm saying. What's the limit? If it says 12,000,
right.
I'm gonna do a cool 8, maybe 10, and then just keep the rest out of there, because I don't want to get too close.
Yeah.
exactly.
And then let
So all you gotta do is just put a good chunk of your pay like in some investments.
That's what everything I'm
Don't
doing.
pull out. So you're gonna get taxed maybe a couple of years down the line if you take some profits out, but just trap it over there.
My investments, the amount of money I slapped in investments, because I ended up doing like a savings and then an investment, just so I have like savings I can pull out in case I need it, because like I'm not working right now, and then investments. And so like that's how I wanted to do it. And then if I work, I just add that to my checking, so I keep my savings as my extra quick liquid, and then my investments. And anytime I make money, it just goes straight to investments. I know what I have in savings, I know what I have in check-ins. Everything else is investments.
Yes, sir. It's proper.
I definitely hear that, yo. I definitely hear that.
Take notes, boys. Take
fire,
fucking
bro.
notes.
Collect that bread for real.
For real though.
Stack the peas up. With that being said, we talked about, pretty much 3 major things today regarding, the AB situation, mental health, CTE, regarding that aspect, and how we see it in our perspective. We dove a little bit into, the finances, talking about, the wealth. That was the last thing to talk about, the wealth gap, and how if we all started equal, there would still be a gap that's created over the span of like 5 to 10 years, 10, 15 years. It would still equate back to a gap. And we also touched upon what else did we touch upon, guys?
AB's dumb. Not AB.
No,
being able to
wealth
give your-
distribution.
Yeah, the wealth. No, that was what I just said. But
No,
the
I
wealth-
Oh,
said
you said
giving your significant
Getting an
other.
allowance.
yeah, giving your significant other an allowance. You know what I mean? If you're
Give
letting
me
your girl
my
walk all over
allowance.
you, and you're holding an allowance, you know, you can only buy a little lunch
Yeah,
box.
Nah,
that
really
was
taking your
ridiculous.
big man. You're a big man,
That was
big chest out,
ridiculous.
you're working out, you're lifting weights, you're doing bare shit. Now you have to go home, get on your knees.
Yo, babes.
And beg.
Beg.
Get on your knees
Yo,
and
that's one
beg.
thing I was gonna say, bro. Like,
What if she
like,
doesn't want to give it
that
to
could
you?
never be me. You hear that? That could never be me. You know,
Yo,
like
you're
I'm a
me,
funny man,
bro.
like, bro. I will.
But guys,
Yo, the thing is, like, bro, it depends what situation you're into. Cause, bro, if you're making bread, like, you know, like 15, 20 bands a month, and like say you're living just even like this, like say you're an editor and you're making 20 bands a month, and you're living in your room upstairs, like, say, well, how much is your monthly bills? Like 1,000 maybe, like at most, like 1,000, 1,100, 1,200. That's super calm. Like, I wouldn't even have, like, bro, hug your paycheck. Like, what the fuck? Like, I wouldn't even, like, even if it was the shorty or the guy, I'd be like, come on, like, we're not even living lavish. Like, you know what I mean? Just fucking, like, what?
hug
Just
your
need someone
thing.
else to do it for you.
All I'm saying is, yo, like if let's say for example you get into an argument, bro. This is the part I didn't think about when we were talking about it originally. Let's say you get in an argument with your girl and you just give her like,
Oh, hell no, bro. Hell nah, bro.
I say,
Holding my money hostage and shit? Yeah,
Nah, you're not getting
an allowance this week. Hell nah, bro.
fuck
Fight
that.
my own wife for my own check, bro. Are you crazy?
man, we don't condone domestic violence, by the way. Just
Nah,
don't take
like,
that.
not
We're just
physical,
saying,
not like a physical,
physical,
yeah,
like, you know, like a verbal thing, you know. Am I
You know,
getting-
now we're
a
beefing.
debate.
Yeah. Now
A
we're
constructive
beefing
debate,
over
you know what I
bread. You know, you have to ask her to take her out.
That's
Imagine,
crazy.
I'm trying to take you out on the
but
dinner.
it's not about asking her. What if she says we're going out, and it's your money that I'm using to pay for it? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are you gonna say about that?
Imagine she's running all the bills off your
That's
money.
some
Like,
dumb
she's
shit.
stacking all her bread and just everything's just,
Your money, like,
gives
that-
you.
'cause
I was
do
just
that too.
thinking, like, imagine she's out here going to Dubai off of your bread. She's out here going to
hell
New York
no.
off
Yeah,
of your
that's not
bread.
happening.
Like, if you
If she's going to
reverse it,
Dubai, I'm going to Dubai too.
niggas
bro. What
going to
you mean, bro?
strippers under her bread.
Mm-mm.
The
Nah,
man's
my
out here
ones?
catching
Whatever
bubbles.
she's doing,
throwing my ones.
I'm there too.
Oh,
That's
nah.
like, whatever she's doing.
Nah, bro. You got me fucked up.
That's like throwing your ones. She's in the car. You busy
Sending me snaps.
busy sending you snap. Crazy, bro. Money machine in the club with your ones, bro.
You're
Just
fucked. You're fucked.
flinging
You're
that
fucked.
all about. You're seeing all that
And
bread.
then
Yo, you fucked
you
up.
ask for, yo, can I have my 100 this week? I'm
And
sorry,
you're
I
like,
spent
my bad, babes.
it. I spent it.
Like, what are you gonna
What do you
do?
mean you spent my last
Yeah, what do you-
$20 at the fucking
You're
club?
beefing, you know.
Man,
Now
I said
you're
I
catching
spent
the
more than I
case.
thought. But don't worry, you got it next time. Let me see your next check.
I just don't understand that, bro. If you ever get to that level, that means you don't have the certain knowledge. You know what I mean? Brings it back to the freaking thing we talk about, the knowledge. bro.
Knowledge is
If you don't
power.
if you don't know how to manage your money, you could easily get finesse.
Knowledge
and
is
koala-
leverage.
There you go.
koala and finesse.
Yeah.
The last thing I was gonna say was that I didn't touch about is the whole finesse thing. Is like it kind of reflects back on the guy. You know what I mean? When you really think about it, like why are you with somebody who's finessing you? You know what I mean? Like why are you like?
That's
why
what I
are you
mean,
with somebody
fam. That's
like?
literally the type of thing I was trying to say about the short when the roles were reversed.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yo, the only way someone would actually do that is if they enjoyed being like being degraded in a sense. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
I see what you're saying.
like literally like to be asked for an allowance and shit. Like, who in their right mind with the right amount of sense of pride can literally like do that? Even if they're managing the money for me and shit. Like, nah, bro. Like, come on.
Yeah,
like
that's-
knowledge
I
is
said you
leverage,
can manage it,
power.
but
Come on,
if
bro.
I
Listen,
want to, I
no.
can dip my toes and
bro.
grab that shit.
I'm
right
not giving
myself.
anyone that over me. That's fucked.
But yeah,
Dip
so
my toes.
Yeah, you
Dip
know,
my
it's-
toes.
But yeah,
fam.
good-
I don't even
good
have the
discussion.
password to the account. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's like,
yo, imagine you
Oh man.
you check your
Man, it's
account.
not even allowed to check the email.
Two
You
bands.
can't even check the bank receipts.
You send her 1,800. You have two bands. You send her
Not it.
1,800. You have two bands left. You have 200 left in your account. You go out one with your boys, 200 gone, and you gotta go back to her and ask for more.
and then
money.
when I
Like,
need, like,
what?
say a
Should end
car,
up
how
just-
when does that justify? Like, when can I justify? Oh, like, let's take 5 bands out of this to buy me like whose money's what, like like that. I don't know.
So
It
is
sounds
she
too
paying your
complicated.
insurance too? Also, if she's handling finance.
Yeah, she handles everything. She
So that means
pays for
she's
the
paying your
insurance.
insurance. She's paying all your stuff. Like,
Yep.
But like, if you need a car and then they just have to say like, nah, like we're not getting a car.
I don't think that's in the best interest of
yeah,
the
I don't
family.
think- Yeah,
Yeah,
'cause-
that's
To
what they
them,
could put that on here.
to them.
They
But,
could
oh,
put
you're
that
saying they
though.
have their own whip?
No, I'm saying just like, because if they have the control, like
Yeah,
they
they'll
can
just hit
easily
you with,
just
like,
shut. Yeah, they'll
They
hit
hit
you
you
with
with like,
the.
yeah, it's not. This isn't realistic to
Yeah.
spend like for this
Yeah.
amount of like time or whatever.
Because
you
bro,
know, like-
man's like in a position of power. Like you can
Yeah,
you get used
exactly.
to that. And you can
You
abuse
yeah,
that. You know what I
for
mean?
That's
sure.
what I
You
mean.
see it happen all the time.
They didn't
bro.
get you the
I
right
mean-
Christmas gift. All of a sudden, you know what? Your allowance is $50 this year.
It's like, yo, once you have the power,
It's
it's
a
like,
divorce thing.
and there's a respect attached to it.
Yeah, you're divorced. Who has the money?
Yo,
Both-
in that case,
both
if she
of
gets
us,
divorced
my
and she
nigga.
has
What?
most of the
I
money,
mean, oh yeah, I guess they'll split it
yeah.
evenly.
they
Yeah.
they would split
No,
it evenly.
unless you made more.
Unless you make, that's what I was about
if you
to
made
say.
more,
yeah.
now
It's not
she
even
gets
split no
most
more.
of the plus the alimony.
I will just keep all the e-transfer $100 e-transfer receipts and be like, this nigga only gave me this much money out of all our bread. Fuck that nigga. Fuck that shit. Or fuck that bitch. Sorry. Or I'll tell that. That's what the shorty would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, with that being said, you know, I gave a quick conclusion of the topics that we touched upon. We felt very
quick.
strongly about.
Oh,
Oh, did you have another topic?
oh
you
no,
wanted to
no.
dive
I
into?
thought we read. Oh,
Nah, I was just saying, like, I already gave a conclusion. You know.
oh
like,
yeah.
on it. You know, I'm just kind of just to wrap it up, just to touch on everything we just said. You know, the conclusion was already given. You know, with that being said, we felt very strongly about not getting finesse regarding making money. But yeah, yo, to kind of exit, the little chat we just had. It's been nice. It's been swell. It's been fun.
It's been
Yeah,
swell.
It's time for us to to make movements. And
Make some movements.
exit the premises. You feel me? So with that being said, my name is
My name
Patrick.
is-
You can see me at
My name is. Hey,
my name. Yeah, I'm Patrick. You can follow me on the socials at Pierre Pounds. I DJ. I do fitness, and man of many talents. But yeah, with that being said, I'm gonna pass it to my right, to my homie Dewan.
Doo-wop. Welcome.
Smell Z in the building. Good talks. I love y'all. One love, yo. 2022. Spread fucking love, not animosity, not malicious.
Look at
None
this
of that
guy.
shit, bro. All love, no
All
hate.
positivity.
Come on, bro.
Like, hop off your troll accounts.
We all gotta grow, bro. Come on.
I said no more burners.
Some going.
No more burners.
more
bro.
burners.
Show your face, ho.
And stop hacking these and stop hacking these shorties fucking IGs. I'm starting to get cheesed. Like I'm starting to get cheesed.
Like, why are they making fake OnlyFans accounts?
Fake yo, I'm just
Why?
cheesed. Like I'm
Stalking
seeing
the
someone
page,
follow
getting
me.
the
It's like,
sexiest
oh, I know
pictures
this
How
and
did
person.
they get her face to talk and shit like that? Was that?
So you never did your outro, fam. My bad.
Oh yeah. Oh, and on that, no, that's not even the same thing. Melanin Flow. It's your boy Toon. Do takes. You find me on the socials, IG, Twitter, maybe even TikTok, but it don't matter. But find me out there if you need video editing. Come through, watch our podcast or listen to our podcast. Watch our videos. Follow us on TikTok. Y'all know the
Subscribe to
vibes.
YouTube.
Y'all know the Melanin Flow. Get your stuff here. Get your talks. Get your relaxation. Get your vibe. Get your music. Don't be afraid to listen to DJ Pounds, the mixes.
For sure.
And get yourself straight, get yourself right, and keep coming through, and we'll get you what you need for the rest of the year. 2022 is gonna be a
Definitely
big
capture
year,
it.
and Melanin Flow boys, we're
Yes,
out. Get it?
sir.